What's up, fellow hobbyists and gamers? My name is Colby, or as I'm better known as on Twitch, Instagram, and here on YouTube, Serial Killer 02. And in today's video, I start my how-to videos for assembling the miniatures and the terrain that come in the Marvel Crisis Protocol miniatures game. And so in this video, I'm going to start with Captain Marvel. And I thought about doing a video where every model was all in the same video, but as I put the video together, I realized that that would be a very long video. So I am going to split them up for each model instead. And so yeah, here it is. I hope you all enjoy it. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and the bell so you know whenever these videos are coming out. I'm going to try to get most of these videos out in the next couple of days, so fingers crossed I'm able to get that done. But for now, here is the first video. I hope you enjoy it, and thanks a lot. Here you go. First off, I thought I'd start by going ahead and showing you the tools that we are going to be using. And all of these tools you will be able to find in the description below. And it is a link to my affiliate page on Amazon. What I did with that is I tried to find stuff that was a little bit cheaper priced, but still was good quality. Because I know this stuff can get pretty expensive. And so I tried to do my best to find stuff that was good quality, but still a cheaper price. So yeah, if you do that, it actually helps me out, so thank you very much for that, and hopefully I put stuff on there that you like. So to start off, right over here on the right hand side, these are going to be our sprue clippers, and this is what we're going to use to get the pieces off of the sprues, and so you'll just sit there and clip them off right there. So after the sprue clippers, we have got something that I recommend to everybody who is starting off or anybody who does not have one. This is a mold line remover. So as you can tell on the sprues, they're not all one piece. And sometimes plastic can come off on the sides of the molds and you will need to thin those down, and that is what this is for. Some people will use X-Acto knives, which works great, but I mean, an X-Acto knife is sharp. With this, you can't really hurt yourself. So that's a nice tool to have for sure. So with that being said, the next piece that we will look at is the files. And these files are also for mold lines, or even whenever you clip it off, you will have just a small little piece that stays on the mold, or on the piece that you just cut off, so you use these files to shave it down. The next thing is going to be some tweezers, and I just always have these on me in case there are any small pieces that I have to try to put on and I don't want to get glue all over my hands. These are always great to have. Then right here we have got our liquid cement, and this is from Model Master, and it's for plastic models, and this glue is awesome. So as you can see, it's a small little metal piece, and this will actually melt the plastic together, and this glue works great. It takes a little bit longer for it to dry, but I highly recommend that glue. It is definitely worth it. Then you've got some green stuff, and what this is for is any gaps in the model once you put them together. So I always have this on me. You don't have to use it, you don't end up using it just all the time for every model, but there are some models that you might need to use it for. And then with that being said, I bought these on Amazon, and I think I paid maybe $8 to $10 for this, and this is dental tools, and that's what I use for the green stuff. And as you can see, there's a lot of different types of tools on here, and then on the other side you will see another type of tools. So each of these gets used quite a bit whenever I'm using the green stuff. So you've got that side, and then you've got a straight side. So this is something else that I would definitely recommend if you're going to be using green stuff. So that's the tools that we're going to be using today. So let's go ahead and start on our first model, which is going to be Captain Marvel. And here is the sprue for Captain Marvel. The best way to find her sprue is going to be looking for this wavy piece right here. So when you find this, the first two pieces we are going to put together are going to be numbers 8 and 9. And the way you can tell what number it is, if you look right here, you will see there are numbers etched into where the pieces are. So right here you can see that this is an 8 and a 9. It looks like 80, but it's supposed to be 8, and then there is 9. So you're going to cut those two pieces out, and then we will put them together. And with those two pieces cut off, now if you look, you will see that right here at the bottom of the model there is just a little bit of a mold line or a piece left from cutting it off the sprue. So you will take the mold line remover or your X-Acto knife, whatever you're using, and just shave it down to where it's flat. And then once you have it flat and smooth, you can go ahead and use one of your files just to make sure that you've got all the pieces off so it will fit flush together. Now that you have those cleaned up, we can go ahead and glue them together. So let's go ahead and take our glue, and we will just put some glue. Best thing to do is put it on the areas that have the little holes in it. So go ahead and just kind of put it around those areas, and then we will snap it together with the other piece. And once you have that glue on, you will take the other piece, and you can see that it has the little grooves in it. So you will just slide those together and push. And once you do that, you should have the chest put together. So there is the chest put together for Captain Marvel. And this next part is going to be a little tough, reason being, right here you will see number 11. This is a good example. You have on the end, you have got little piece that comes up above the arm. You're going to want to cut it off right there. So you want to make sure that you cut it higher, and then you can always trim off a little bit later. So you're going to want number 11, number 3, and then you're going to want number 6 and number 7. And so go ahead and cut those 4 off, and then we will match the two pieces together and put them together. And this part's going to be good to show you why tweezers can come in handy sometimes. So with the tweezers, you're going to want to take, as you can tell, that these two pieces are very different. So you're going to want to take this one right here, and you're going to put it with her left hand. So as you can tell, the thumb is on the left hand side, and that's the side that you're going to want to use for this hand. So let's go ahead and try to put this together, and I will show you what we do. So with one hand, I'm going to hold the fist and put a little bit of glue down into the groove. So just like that. And then I will take this piece and turn it how it needs to be, and then you are going to want to put them together and hold it there. So just like that, and then hold it there. And once you get that together, you can let it sit, and it will mold itself together. So that right there is a good example of why tweezers are always a good tool to have. One thing I will say with these pieces is be careful if you use tweezers not to squeeze too hard. I actually squeezed too hard on this piece, and it went flying across the room, and it took me about 10 minutes to find it. So be careful with these pieces because they are very small and they will be hard to find. So what you do is you will dry fit the pieces together, get them to where they go together pretty snug, and then you will glue those together and we will move on. So once you have got that dry fit, go ahead and always put the glue into the piece that has the hole in it, because you can actually get more glue onto the seams that way. So there you go, and then go ahead and put the two pieces together. And then the next piece we are going to use is number 5 right here, and it's going to be the head. You're going to see this groove right there. You want to cut below that groove, so you want to get it and cut it just about right there. And then on the side, you just want to cut that off, and then you can always use your mold line remover to fix that piece right there. So you will take the mold line remover and just run it down the side of her neck. And that will smooth that out, and it will take out that little extra bit that you have on the model. So go ahead and clean up the neck and the head, and then we will put it all together. And now that you have those pieces, let's go ahead and we can put the head on. So you're going to go ahead and dry fit the head, and it should sit on to where it's a little bit, where she's looking sideways just a little bit. And once you feel comfortable with where that sits, you can go ahead and put some glue down into the neck hole right here, and then we will move on to putting on the arms. And there is the head on. So now we will go ahead and put the hands on, or the arms on, I should say. So right here, again, you want to take the piece. Obviously, you want to make sure that you get the right arm for the right side. So the thumb is on the right hand side here. So you will slide that right up into the groove under her shoulder, and then when you have it set where you want it, go ahead and put some glue on it. And with that, the upper body of Captain Marvel is done. And so with this type of glue, if you are using the type of glue that I am using, which is the liquid cement, it will take some time for this to end up drying, because what it's doing is it is actually molding the pieces together. So it's making the pieces soft, and then it's re-drying them. So it's melting the plastic and then drying that way so they won't come apart. So you've got to be really careful if you're going to put these together pretty quickly. So with that being said, let's go ahead and look at the next pieces that we're going to need, and that is going to be the legs. And so with the legs, those are going to be number 10 and number 4. So let's go ahead and cut those off of the sprue, and then we will put them together. And one thing I wanted to show you with this one on number 4, again, you will see that there is a big piece here. Make sure you cut it just above that piece and not down at the thigh part of the leg. You want to make sure that you leave that on there, because that is going to slide up into the torso. And then right over here, you will see that there's another little square piece. You want to keep that as well. So once you cut those pieces off, we will go ahead and put them together. Alright, and then, so with the legs, this is pretty easy. As you can tell, there are, I like to call them nubbins, right here, and that will just fit into that leg spot. So just go ahead and glue that together, and we will move on. So go ahead and take your glue, put it down in the hole like that, and then put that together just like that, and then you can hold it for a couple of seconds until that plastic glue molds together, and then it should hold. Now that we have that done, let's go ahead and we can put the legs onto the torso. So I'm going to use the tweezers because, like I said, I'm using this cement glue and it takes a while to cure. So I don't want anything to come apart, so I'm going to use the tweezers so I have a little better control. And then the legs will slide down into the torso just like that. And so go ahead and glue that together, and we will go on to the next part. Next piece we are going to need for Captain Marvel is this wavy scarf piece right here. So go ahead and cut this off, and you can cut this off as close to the scarf itself as you want to. So go ahead and cut that off, clean it up, and then we will dry fit it together. And once you have that piece cleaned up, this is going to go on the side here. And I know this is hard to see, but you will see the little star right here on Captain Marvel's side. This scarf is going to clip or be glued right there next to that. So you want to go ahead and try to dry fit that and get it set how you want it, and then put glue right here on the scarf. So go ahead, dry fit it and put the glue on, and let's put the scarf on her. And once you have the scarf on, Captain Marvel is almost done. Now all we have to do is the base piece, and this is going to be numbers 3 and numbers 12. So you can go ahead and cut as close to the base as you can get, and then you will want to clean up the bottom pieces of the base because this is actually going to go on another base. So go ahead and clean these up, and then we will put them together and see what she looks like when the whole thing is completely done. Alright, with those cleaned up, again, you're going to want to dry fit them. So go ahead and slide them together. And then once you get them together, that is a good time to work on the base of the stone and just kind of chip away and make things very smooth on the bottom, because you're going to want this to fit pretty smoothly onto the base that you're going to put her on. So if you, the flatter you can get it, the better it will be. So go ahead and just take your time, clean up the bottom of the base, and then we will glue it together. Now with that all cleaned up, you can go ahead and take the pieces apart, and then you can put glue all the way around this area and even put glue down into that crevice, and by doing so, that will really help this stay together, and you will get a very good just structure for the rocks. So just go ahead and put glue all the way around that, and then you can slide this other piece in. It should go in pretty smoothly, and then there you go. So you hold that together for a while, and you won't have any creases in the rock. So just go ahead and do that and hold it together for a couple of seconds, and then we will put Captain Marvel onto it. Alright, and with that part done, there's only one more thing to do for Captain Marvel, and that is put her on here. So go ahead and just remember me saying you don't want to cut that little square piece off. That is because she fits right into the stone base. So go ahead and put the plastic glue down inside there, and then you will just slide her onto it and just hold her there for just a couple of seconds, and you should be good to go. And with that being done, it is time to base this model. And so as you can tell with these models, you get a couple of different bases here. And so the base I am going to use is this one right here for Captain Marvel. And you can kind of put them anywhere you want to on the base. And once you figure out where you want to put her, then go ahead and glue her down, and you will be good to go. But for now, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you like it, come back and check out the next one, which is going to be Spider-Man. So thank you again so much, and please hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you thought about this video, what I could do differently, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.